Why did you get into boxing?
Boxing started for me. I was 5 years old. I was bullied in school, and my dad, I was getting beat up a lot by a girl.
All right. By a girl?
Yeah.
What a
I was
baby.
a 5-year-old kid. Okay, so my dad said, no, that's not gonna happen anymore. So he just dropped me off at the. Back then, boxing gyms are not like what it is today. Like it's commercialized, and you go to every corner, every block. There's a gym. Back then, the gyms were in the ghetto, and my dad took me to the ghetto where he just dropped me off, and that was it. And I had to learn how to fight, and I did.
So was boxing ever anything that you wanted to do? Or was it because it got started in that way?
It got started in that way.
So you didn't want to do it. Why did you
I did later. I did. I grew into the sport.
To want it?
Yeah, I started knocking guys out, and by the time I was 12 years old, I was knocking out grown men.
Wow.
And it was just like something that just came so naturally to me. Right. I couldn't believe the power I possessed in my hands.
And then as you got older, you started drinking and things, and you didn't want to box then? You wanted to get out?
I just was doing it all. There was no, it was 0 to 100, man. There was no 50. Yeah. There was no 45. I was 0 to 100. Oh, I didn't understand pulling the reins back. I was going to go all in for everything. All my fights, if I went out and partied, I was going all in. Everything I did was pedal to the metal. You know what I mean?
You said earlier that you wanted out of boxing.
Towards the end, yeah. Once I hit about 30-0, 36-0, once I was undefeated, I started feeling pressure like I've never felt before because I was knocking everybody out. I had 25 first-round knockouts, and I was feeling pressure from all sides, man. And I really mentally broke.
Why do you just quit as an adult?
Because I just didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to. I couldn't just quit.
Why not?
I don't know, because I didn't want to quit. I knew I had to finish the game.
And were you a Christian at the time?
I was falling back a lot. I was not really. I can't say I was. I've always believed in God. So don't think I did not. I've always had a relationship with God. But come on. I wasn't living the life.
But you wanted out as an adult, and you couldn't get out of it. Did you think you were going to hurt somebody if you got out? Like people would be disappointed, or
I had a lot of expectations on me.
And you thought people would be disappointed?
I'd be disappointed in myself. I had to see it through.
Oh. So when you finally left, is it because you left, you had seen it through and you were done?
Well, I got knocked out on television, so that kind of settled it right there. I fought Darnell Wilson, and we had the fight of the year. But that was after this happened, and I just was not in the right frame of mind. I was a mess. Usually when I went into fights, I was very calm, cool, collected, calm. I went in there as a calculated killer. And after this incident and all the stuff that happened to me, I was a wreck. And I just left my team that got me to the point I was at. We had a big falling out. I went with a new team, and I should have went and saw a therapist. I should have seen a psychologist, a sports psychologist. Instead, I just jumped right back into training, not even let myself heal, and went for it all once again. And I moved to Vegas, which I never did. I was always training in Houston or El Paso, places where I had no distractions. And I went to Vegas where I was training and partying, taking shortcuts. I was a mess, and I got what it happened, and it ended the way it needed to. Right. I take full responsibility.
And when you got your face slashed like that, did that create insecurity in you? Like, were you embarrassed by it or anything?
I was mean. I was meaner.
You were mad about it?
I was pissed. Sorry, I was pissed. Yeah.
So.
No, and that's what set me off, is that every time I fought, I had fear. Right. I was scared every time I got into the ring. I was 36-0.
And what were you afraid of?
Losing or getting humiliated, whatever. I was just scared to get in there. Every fighter is, okay?
Right, of course.
But after this incident, I was just mad, and I wasn't scared anymore, and I had no fear, and that's why I lost, because I had no fear.
Who is the best boxer? The boxer with anger or the one that has no anger?
Anger is a gift if you can control it.
So who is the best boxer?
You're telling me Mike Tyson was never angry?
I'm asking who is the best boxer?
He was never angry. Anger is something you have to control. You got to be a calculated killer. When you go in the ring, you're calm, but you better have that anger. So when you're going to explode on somebody, you got to be able to do it at that precise moment. And anger is absolutely a tool you need to use.
And who is the best boxer? The one with the anger or the one without the anger?
Oof. I'm going to say the one with controlled anger.
So you're saying that the one with the anger,
With a controlled anger.
but he still has anger.
Anger
right?
is a gift. Remember, I said anger
A
can
gift
be a
from who?
gift. To use properly in a violent situation like boxing, anger can be a gift.
From who?
Well, I'm not going to go into the boxing ring and try to make love to the guy.
No, who is
I'm going in there to give.
No, but
to
who
whoop
is the anger a gift from?
the boxing gods? I don't know. But if I'm choosing to go into the boxing ring, right, that's a very violent situation. You better believe the guy with the killer instinct and the anger is going to come out on top. But it's got to be controlled. You can't go in there. If I go in there with no emotion, that's impossible.
Really?
You're calm, but anybody who says they don't have that emotion is lying or they're insane.
But how do you know that?
Because I did this sport my entire life.
So Christ didn't have it. Was he lying?
Jesus, I'm not comparing myself to Christ. First of all, I'm just talking as a human being, as a fighter getting in the ring.
I got to ask this, then I got to
Okay.
move on. Would you rather be a whole person or a divided person?
A whole person.
Well, how would you ever become whole when you have an up and down personality? You're divided. You're happy with this?
Are you a whole person?
Yes.
Okay.
But I was divided, so I understand it. How will you ever become whole?
So let me ask you this: what are you trying to get out of me right here? Because
Nothing, just come.
okay, it's just conversation,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you that yes, I've had my demons, I've had my fights, and I'm trying to be a better person. Is that not good enough? Is it?
That's amazing.
All right.
That's amazing.
All right.
And so just once again, you're saying that a person with the anger, but
In the
control,
boxing ring.
right? In the boxing ring,
But that's a violent situation.
Right.
It's a violent situation, but you still got to be calm, right?
Right.
You got to go in there calm, but know when to use that explosive anger. Let's see, like when you get a guy hurt, listen, a guy that's calm all the time ain't gonna do shit in boxing. It's got to be calculated. You got to know when to have that killer instinct.
So a person that is calm all the time in the boxing ring with no anger, he should see clear who will most likely win the fight. Because a person that has anger can't see clear, right? A person that don't have anger.
No.
can
But
see
you
clear.
don't go in there angry. You don't go in there you don't go in there an emotional wreck. You go in there calm and cool, level-headed with a strategy, and you turn on that anger. It's off and on. It's the killer instinct. When I get a guy hurt, I'm not going to be.
Oh, I know what
You
I'm
get-
at. Then I got to move on. Is anger an unnatural state or a natural state?
For some people it might be natural. For some people it's unnatural. I don't know.
what
It's
do you
up to the
think?
person. For me, it would be a terrible state to live in. I would not want to be angry all the time.
It's not a natural state.
No way.
Okay. Amazing. You wrote a book called.
This is good.
Oh, God. If you could be free of anger, period, would you accept that way?
Heck yes.
Okay. And so you don't know that forgiveness, do you believe forgiveness is included that?
Yes.
Then why don't you forgive?
I do forgive.
But you have forgiven your parents.
I don't need to forgive them. I love them. I don't need to forgive for anything. I love them.
Amazing.
I don't have no ill will.
I just
nothing
think it's
towards my
amazing.
parents. Why do you keep going back to my parents?
Because that's where the beginning of freedom.
I
think
don't
it's-
have anything to forgive them for.
I think it's amazing.
Let me put it this way. Let me just say this. My dad's 88. My mom's 80 going to be 85 next month. I take care of them.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I take care of them.
You're stuck, huh?
Well, I choose to, because I love them. So, you know.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. Are you an only child?
No.
You have sisters?
Yeah.
Why don't they take care of your mama or daddy?
One of my sisters passed, and the other one lives in another state.
And she won't come and take care of them?
It's kind of hard for her to do that.
Oh.
You know, she has responsibilities and other things she's doing.
And you don't have them?
Oh, I do, but I thank God I have the means to be able to do what I'm doing.
You wrote a book called When the Light Go Out. What's that about?
When the lights go up, yeah.
Yeah, when the lights go out. What's that about?
It's about the end of a career. It's the end of it's about getting knocked out. It's about the end of the lights in the arena going out. There's no more limelight anymore. There's no more boxing is just the end of this, the abrupt ending of my career and the aftermath. And I kind of just went into my life that led me up to boxing. It really was a cathartic experience to write the book, Therapy, and to actually look back on my life, like what led me into boxing,
Right.
why I chose that life, and then the ending of it, and then how I had to start over.
Did you feel a sense of emptiness when you had that no more?
Yeah, big time.
And how did you deal with that emptiness?
Drinking.
You went
Right.
back to drinking?
Yeah.
When the lights went out?
Yeah.
Because and so you went to drinking.
Yeah.
Amazing.